If the taxi industry is not the heartbeat of our economy, then it is definitely a vital organ. The industry in our province is meeting to work on a way forward and to chart a way towards the National Taxi Lekgotla. The aim of the Lekgotla is to help change the face of the industry for the better.
As we welcome you here today, let me start by emphasizing that this Lekgotla comes at the right time, when most of our people are now allowed to even use taxis and transport, as transport means to work, as per the announcement of the COVID-19 Level 1 by the President of the Republic of South Africa, Ntate Ramaphosa. Our people use taxis for many other different reasons, particularly at this local sphere of government. In that sense, as the municipality, we must emphasize that we appreciate this gathering as part of the strategic platform to recognize the important role and economic activities, including job opportunities that are brought up by the existence of taxi industries.
For those who don't know, this is a Santaco-aligned province. 42 associations of this province belong to Santaco. Renadidi challenges like any other house, but those challenges are not insurmountable. We are able to sit down and resolve our challenges. Maybe Kefeba Bamba Satsibenga taxi industry in the province. We are the first province to do the unthinkable. We launched what we call one town, one association. And that was very successful.
Let me dismiss the myth that has gone around to say Santaco has threatened Minister Mbalula. We have never threatened Minister Mbalula. We have always supported him. When we called for 100% in the taxi industry, it was not the undermining of the minister. And let me tell you, it's not the taxi industry that has won the 100%. The 100% was taken, the decision of making sure that the 100% goes ahead in South Africa. That decision was taken by your cabinet, Ntate Mbalula and Ntate Mashinini. It's not the taxi industry. Santaco, the South African National Taxi Council, the governing body of the taxi industry in South Africa, we are very delighted by what the Minister of Transport has done after the 2001 NTT National Taxi Task Team recommendations that was approved by the Cabinet of South Africa, but have taken ages to be implemented. And the minister has come up, and the minister has said that he doesn't want to have a talk shop with the taxi industry, but he wants to have effective implementation of those recommendations. Now, what is the expectation of the taxi industry? And in particularly from my side as the leader of the taxi industry, on unity, we want to see the taxi industry united as never before in the taxi industry. On leadership, what we are saying as the taxi industry, we are saying that the duplication of leadership is a problem, and that problem should be eradicated, which means that we want to come out of here knowingly that when you are elected into a position, for instance, like myself, as the president of Santaco, I can't participate in a lower structure as the executive or the chairman of that lower structure. I'm an ex officio. So we want everybody in the taxi industry to ensure he has a sole responsibility on a particular position. That's what we want the outcome of the Lekgotla to come up with.
It is during COVID-19 when transport was put at a halt, ships were put at a halt,
Airplanes were put at a halt. Trucks were only allowed to transport essential services. There was only one transport mode that was allowed to travel around, because if that transport mode were to stop, the entire economy of this country would stop. Begin to understand your power, use it responsibly, use it effectively, and use it to make sure that you develop and empower yourself.
We held Lekgotlas in all the districts. They're very, very successful. So that's why I'm saying probably today, we fine-tune dintho fela, because we had a long discussion, but we still have to discuss, because we are expected to have this engagement.
Guys, we're talking about an industry that transports approximately 50 million commuters daily, a 40 billion rand sector. Let's get a political perspective.
I'm not impressed by a taxi owner or a taxi organizer remaining at the same level for the rest of his life. Kanjani? There are no changes in your bank statement. You don't develop further. Kanjani? Khanti wena how holy. You need to grow. I don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to an industry, a person that is in business growing. And we are here today. How do we make sure that you grow? And if you look at the documents, they talk directly into the tables to that. You know, one of the challenges that is there is that we tend to say this belongs to someone else and doesn't belong to me. I appeal to you. It talks to you. Ha. Uneneng una le taxi. Uneneng o le industry nyen. Ei mara ubi ma ubona tswelo pele man. We are saying here, how best can we assist and talk and be able the industry to grow?
Majority of commuters in our country use taxis because they are more widely available and provide efficient services over a short route than buses and trains. However, the taxis are expensive than the buses and the trains. Taxi industry alone, it counts for almost 75% of daily transportations. Most of the time, it's commuters going to work, recreational activities, school, universities, colleges, traveling for leisure, and other to access health care. Its potential should never be underestimated because it can and continue to play a more significant role in poverty alleviation.
When I said andizi, I meant andizi in things that are futile. But I'm coming in things that are meaningful. And this Lekgotla is not an accident. It was hampered by the pandemic. And now we are continuing. It's not something that we dreamt about and thought, let's convene a Lekgotla. People have been convening Lekgotlas, but they don't know what they want to achieve. If you ask them, what did you achieve with that Lekgotla, they won't tell you. What did they achieve? This place is ravaged by taxi wars, is ravaged by conflict, is ravaged by informality. And then we need to bring about professional standards. You can't bring about professional standards in a place that is not organized.
Haribuka One Town One Association MEC. We don't talk about the current one town association. We don't talk about the one town association is currently in the province. We are saying, as we change the Free State Public Transport Act, we are going to remove scholar transport. We are going to remove meter taxis. We are going to have one mother body, which is one town, one association. It has scholar transport in it, it has meter taxi in it, and it has taxi tap in it. These issues,
the empowerment model must be a model that benefits every single operator, not just leaders. That one operator who has it takes A1 that goes to the rank twice a week must benefit from the empowerment model that we choose. We must own our value chain. This industry generates more than 40 billion a year. But who benefits from that 40 billion? Is it the industry yourselves? Or is it the corporates out there, the banks, the manufacturers, and everybody else? MEC, when we started with the taxi recap, I know a lot of people tend to say taxi recap started in 2006, but it actually started in 1999. When we started the taxi recap, the intention, we went out on an international tender, was to build a South African taxi. The concept of an 18 and 35-seater came from there. The idea was that the industry itself, whoever was going to manufacture those taxis, was going to have to go into a partnership with the industry, right from the manufacturing of the vehicle to the retail to the maintenance. There is no reason why we shouldn't go back to that model, that the taxi industry itself must own its value chain. The taxi recap, the minister has been emphatic that we must reimagine the taxi recap. Reimagining the taxi recap means that we must start with the objective of why we started the taxi recap. It was to change the economics of the taxi industry. Safety is one aspect of it, but part of it was that how do you create new layers of revenue such that the industry is profitable, benefits from the money that it pumps into the system.
We are now breaking into 4 commissions. The commissions are talking about industry empowerment, where we're going to have a presentation by Mayor Lisa Kani virtually, and the session is being chaired by Mr. Sias from the industry. The second commission is on professionalization. We're going to have a presentation by Mr. Mawetu Vilana virtually, and it is the commission on professionalization is being chaired by Mr. Kaba. We have a third commission on unity and leadership, which is being chaired by Mr. Ubani, Chief Director, Transport Operations, and that one is being, the presenter is Mr. Thomas Khadebe, life coach and leadership expert. The last commission is on industry regulation, which is being chaired by Mayor Gugu Tabete, and the presenter is Dr. Matata Mkwanyama from the CSIR. He's a transport researcher at CSIR.
Ngengata e telele etsa itseng ka province ya Free State ka rana ko re ne re tshwara magotlana empa ene le magotlana hore batho ba nka hore ke magotlana sna a sa ba tswele molemo ka hore re ntse ka to ya hore re etse magotlana hore a batho a tlo ba tswela molemo bane se sentse di tswa qitleng ga tsona gore re tlo etsa one town one association ya Free State jwale kana re entse empa ena yona jwale ke le ngore tlo kopanya di meter taxi tlo kopanya hape le di scholar transport le di taxi di be under one umbrella.
The way forward for the Free State is to develop policies that will address the challenges like the issue of the operators that do not abide by the law, drivers that do not abide by law, drivers that do not respect our commuters, drivers that do not treat our commuters with respect. So the way forward from here, we're going to develop documents that will talk to such situations.
For the sake of commuters and operators, we genuinely hope the delegates' trip to the National Lekgotla delivers us an industry we can all be proud of. Khasela TV is proudly brought to you by Bombonero Investments in conjunction with the Free State Provincial Government. From me, your host, Neo Mohajani, I'm signing out.